Okay, guys, good afternoon and welcome to the review of the Misanthrope Teachers of a Class Full of Demi-Humans, episode 3. Now, this episode is dedicated to Isaki, the wolf. This episode is dedicated to this wolf, and I feel like, and I knew, the thing about this episode is that I knew that throughout these episodes, each of this teacher is going to get a, an arc. Every girl here is going to get an arc. Tabari's gonna get an arc. Yoko's gonna get a arc. Usami's gonna get a arc. Isaki's gonna get an arc. Everybody, these four girls, gonna get an arc of their own. The first one we're gonna talk about is Isaki, the werewolf. Now, we all know werewolves do have a two-person personality vibe. Kind of like True Blood or Twilight. These werewolves always have like a personality vibe. Isaki, we all know Isaki was. All shy, timid, shy girl with glasses. The classics. But outside of that, she's a gal, outspoken, not ready to speak her mind type gal. And in this case, looking at this episode, it's like, you know what? It's kind of a dark turn of events with Isaki's backstory. And I gotta say, each of these girls is going to get a backstory that is so sad to us that it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is a very interesting show to watch. And again, Monster Girls animes don't really get that much attention when it comes to their backstories. We always have some Monster Girls anime we're just there for the fan service vibe, like Monster Misune, or Monster Girl Doctor, or one of those good classic slice of life Monster Girls is the Interview with Monster Girls. But in this show, when it comes to teachers and understanding the life of demi-humans when they become humans, it rings a bell, understandable. So, without further ado, everyone, let's get right to the review of this show. Okay, so, Ray, I like Ray. Ray is a good MC. He's a good teacher, a good MC. I just find it like 3 episodes still, and they still calling him the you-know-what, which I don't want to say. I don't want to say. Usami keep calling him that, and I'm getting really tired of this rabbit girl who keep calling her that. Like, stop it. Just stop it. But we're still talking about Isaki for a bit. He says, you see, werewolves change when it's on a full moon basis. They change when they have their full moon and they don't want to be open. Isaki, see, this thing about this episode kind of will be somewhat confusing because you're thinking about Isaki and the Isaki. So it's kind of like, which Isaki we talking about? Are we talking about the Isaki glasses one or the Isaki gal? So for this, we're going to break this down to 2 parts. I'm going to say Isaki gal and then Isaki glasses. Because I know there's a lot of Isaki this, Isaki that, Isaki this and that. So we're going to have to go on a limb. We're going to have to be careful what we got to say about this. So the teacher wanted to talk to Isaki gal version and explain, like, why does Isaki girl with glasses, shy girl, wants to become a human? Okay, Isaki gal version said this. She wants her to die. And in a sense, it was a misunderstanding. This was all misunderstandings for both Isakis. The Isaki gal wants to get rid of Isaki wolf, shy girl, but Isaki wolf, shyness, wants to get rid of the gal. So basically, having 2 split personalities in one body is very, very difficult. It's very difficult. One body wants to have this. The other brain one brain tells you this, one brain tells you that. And that's what the problem with Isaki. Isaki's backstory was sad at the one time. Isaki's backstory was sad. I mean, like, in her wolf form, and we got to see her mother in her wolf form. I've been asking myself this. Are we gonna get their parents involved in this? Like, I actually want to see what they're like as humans. I do want to see that. But her backstory and Isaki's backstory was sad because she carries like human blood in her. And I want to figure out which human did this. Is this wrong? It's wrong. I'm like, I want to know what humans did this. Did this. Like, I'm so freaking curious. I'm so effing curious on this. Like, is this for real? Who put it on a werewolf like that? Like, who? Like, what's going on? Like, what's happening here? Am I missing something? Like, what the hell is going on? Okay. But again, she gets picked on because she has a smell of a human in her. And everyone's calling her a human, not a werewolf. That's why her pack left her. That's why her friends left her, because she got human blood in her, so much so that they forced her, that they're not making her friends anymore. So they locked her in a cage, and she's staring at the moon, saying about why I exist, why you made me this way, why I have this personality. And basically, that gal Isaki she feels like the Isaki shyness is driven away, like just taken out of, like wanting her to get rid of that life. She wants that gone. And it's been months and months and months, and we haven't seen Isaki, except this nightfall happened, and Rei saw Isaki human. Well, I'll keep saying human. Isaki's shy girlness. So now we got to see the Isaki that we know. Now we get to see the Isaki, the kind first episode that we wanted to see. She explained to herself that the Isaki that I've seen, the gal version, said some negative things that shouldn't be said. It's like having a split personality. It's like two minds, one body, to a point where your mind tells you to do this, but your mind telling you not to do this. And that's what Isaki is going through. She really wants to become a human because she's just trying to be more of human than she is herself. In a sensible way, like in her gal version, Isaki gal, she talks and she's well opened, and she doesn't want her to be part of it. But in Isaki's shyness, she realized, look, I'm shy. I'm not as strong as the other. I'm not as strong as my gal self, but I'm trying to erase that. But leave it to Rei to figure out a way to get these two split personalities resolved. So to do that, they had to write letter, like a little diary, to explain how they feel for one another. So that when Isaki gal wakes up, she'll see what Isaki shyness wrote to her. So it's basically having two personalities talking to each other in a way to understand one another through books, even through text, as long as they both understandable. But I do appreciate Rei for sitting down and talking to one of the students. It's great to see a teacher helping a student out through serious problems. Great teacher Onizuka did that. A lot of teachers, senseis, they helped out their students, and they do a good job with it. They really do a good job, and they're understandable in a way. Now, like I said before, he already solved one girl problem, and with the other three, it's crazy because you can see the line where it's coming from. Every girl is gonna have a problem, and this teacher is gonna solve it. Each of them gonna have an arc of their own, and it's funny because it's kind of true. Because if you look back on an anime called Interspecies Reviews, Interviews with Monster Girls. Yeah, Interview with Monster Girls, where the teacher was talking to a vampire and questioning about this and that. You can see how each girl is going to get an arc of their own. And by looking at this first episode, looking at these first three, you see that he solved the wolf problem already. He already solved it. So the first episode was like kind of introductions. Then the 2 episodes was about Isaki. Now, the next week's episode, we're going to see more of who he's going to cover and who he's going to help out. There's more. I think there's other reasons as to why they want to be humans, and we're going to see more of that. So thank you for watching my review of this show. I look forward for next week's episode of this, and I'm sure you will.